Hey folks, Ray from Rainmaker.com here. Today I'm going to show you the entire Tour Down Under Caravan from the very end, literally the end of the road right there, all the way to the very, very front. We're going to walk through the whole thing straight on through. We're going to take less than 11 minutes, that's my goal, to get to the end of it. And at the very end here, we have the Ryder Toilet. It's literally called the Ryder Toilet, and that's actually officially on the listing itself. If you look at the map of the entire caravan, it's listed right there. Now, it won't actually transfer with them or go with them for the entire route. It's just here at the start, and it's purely reserved for the riders. So we'll start here, we'll go all the way to the very, very front. Let's get rolling. Okay, so here we are passing the Ryder Toilet, team from UAE, or a rider from UAE there, going through here. Now at this point we've got mostly basically police and medical stuff in the back. So, sorry, there you go, yep. Pass through the checkpoint there. So you can see riders going back to the Ryder Toilet. Here is a fire service. That'd be obviously something very, very bad happening. Police cars, a lot of ambulances. You know how the ambulances both in the reverse, the back here, as well as up front. Now in today's stage, this is kind of a bit spread out, the staging area. So usually there's not quite this much space here that you see, but that's all right, we'll get through it all. Then we got some police right here posing for a bit of a picture. Another rider heading back to the Ryder Toilet. Definitely a little bit of backup there. But you know, some riders, sometimes you'll see them jump off into local shops and whatnot. It's not terribly unusual. And we got one of the riders there that's going in, working on his bike, checking something out. You'll see that quite a bit. They'll kind of swing out the back or up the front in some of the empty areas just like this, just to double check stuff. But you know, a lot of their service is done, of course, by the mechanics itself. Next, we got a neutral service vehicle, it's from Shimano. So this is basically a vehicle that supports all riders. So you've got spare bikes up top there, and they're just going to swap those in. So if there's not a team vehicle nearby, this will go ahead and support them quickly and efficiently, as opposed to having to wait for their own team vehicle. So here we are into the back of all of the team vans. So what we have, you'll see this is the same all the way through. On the right-hand side here, we've got basically a team van that came down here from the main area with the riders in it, as well as some of their gear. And on the left-hand side here, we've got the team cars that'll be in the race itself. So these ones here are going to kind of skip ahead over to the finish line, whereas the ones on the left are going to follow the riders in the race. And then we have on the right-hand side there, some of the bikes and whatnot being set up. Now you'll see some folks are trying to find shade. It's scheduled to be here 41 degrees, which is 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to be a scorcher of a day. So people are trying to find as much shade as they can, consume as much liquids as they can as we go through this here. So what you're seeing, if we'll pop into one of these. Here's, let's see, I think it was dimension data. So a couple of interesting things that you'll see down here. One is all the nutrition in the back, pretty common. Helmets are hung up here on this kind of strap across the back of the van. And then again, there's coolers. Looks like they can pick up some sunscreen here, kind of baby wipes, stuff they might need for the day as they get rolling. Again, everything here is about staying cool today. Going across the way to their other support vehicle, you see each one of the riders has their own bag right here. So you can see the different names. It's rain jackets and vests. And the names are right here. There we go, right there on the bag itself. So that's common in all these team cars. And of course, in this car, you can see some spare wheels stuffed in there. There's two here, two in the back seat there. Plus, we've got everything up top here. I mean, just packed full gear on Dimension Datas, and they're all pretty much the same, to be honest. If we go look at Team Sky, by the way, so over here, they've even got a kicker trainer floating around the back. If you look carefully, you'll see the kicker somewhere. Usually it's around here, and they may have taken it out for today. But the kicker trainer is primarily used for warm-ups in certain stages. But there we go, when the riders slide by. But there are no time trial stages here in the Tour Down Under, so it's mostly going to be used for cooldowns for those that may be doing a sprint finish. So they just have one of them here, but in the Tour de France, the Giro, and all those, they'll have many more. So you can see many interviews are done here. It's pretty common for interviews to occur in this area leading up to the start. Keep on going through here. Now BMC actually has some vests. So down in this cooler right here, there's some cooling vests. And you can see my video, I'll link to it up in the top there. And you'll see some of the riders will be wearing them here. The pre-race. So you can see they're going to pop it open right now. And you can see one of the vests in there. They're going to put on that vest just for the next about half an hour before the race itself. Put on the riders to try to cool their body temperature down, something they're experimenting with here at the Tour Down Under. But I've got a whole video you can see up above there on that, more detail there. So we go and hit here. Again, a lot of the riders are just trying to stay cool. They're trying to stay out of the sun here. trying to stay in the air-conditioned vehicle, albeit with all the windows open, but it's a thought that counts. Again, you can see riders' bikes are all just kind of piled up here, ready to go. You'll see some of them will have head units on them, some of them won't. We'll get back to that in a second, and I'll show you kind of what they're doing there. So as the riders are going up to the front, they're signing in. So Team Sky coming back, you've got an Edge 810. By the way, Team Sky is kind of a funny one. So they, when it comes to head units, they aren't standardized on head units, so the riders can choose whatever they want, even though they've got two sponsors that are head unit focused. So Wahoo obviously has the Bolt, then Stages has the Dash, but they haven't committed to either one of those. So we'll keep on cruising up here. See a rider right there with looks like an Edge 820 on there. Clark from, it should be Cannondale, but Education First now. And then going back, keep on cruising here. We get to the front, we got a ways to go still. Yeah, we got a Astana, we got Edge 1030s there on the handlebars. Again, some teams are standardized and some are not. And this one looks like they are standardized because everyone has the Edge 1030 there on the handlebars versus some teams it's just a free-for-all. So if we just poke over here real quick, you can see you've got Power to Max there. These look like these are not the NDs, I think these are Type, maybe they're the Type S's. And then up here we've got, let's see, it looks like not one of the stock, those are one of the Vision out front mounts. You can see with the Edge 1030 right there. So we'll keep on going back. And if we look up here in the back of the truck, just back of the van, just like the other ones, we've got all those bags there of the rider equipment. These teams, okay, we'll keep going through there. Sorry about that. The ended. It's actually so hot, my iPhone overheated. We got Shane Miller, GP Llama right there. Yep, keep on going. It's literally that hot that the phone actually overheated and I had to stop and give it a second to cool down. So we're cruising through here. You can see lots of media trying to get photos of different riders depending on what their story is or whatnot. And so we're getting almost to the very, very front here. We're going to try to go through before my phone crashes again from the heat. One of the guys in the purple shirt there from VLON putting the live trackers out there, validating all those. Those just see the live tracking data as you go along. So now we're up into some race vehicles themselves. So you've got the race doctor, the chief commissaire. Here we've got the organizational vehicles, and finally the start line. But we're actually not done yet. We got to get past all this because there's plenty more to come here. So this is just crossing the start line. They just put away the rider sign-in board. Unfortunately, missed that because of the phone overheating. But I'll overlay some video of what that looked like from yesterday. Race director here. Unfortunately, something going on over there again, probably heat related. So here we are into some of the motos for the race. So we got, see, photo motos right there. Go down a little bit, there we go, sorry about that. Another photo moto, you'll see some TV camera motos up here mixed in there. The TV ones are actually just back there, sorry, in that whole scene, but I don't really want to go there right now because of a medical incident. So we'll keep on going around the corner here. And this is a bit more spread out just because of the street layout today. Otherwise, it's a little more compact, but because of that street layout. Okay, for the third time now, we've lost it because of the heat trying to record, I guess, this 4K video. iPhone's just having a rough time. So we're gonna go through this. If I lose you, I'm just gonna switch to the video I shot yesterday, the same thing. So these are all guest vehicles up here at the front. So guest one, that's a sponsor of some sort. Another neutral vehicle, so this is for the support of riders in a breakaway likely. So you can see that they're neutral service 2. And then we've got a wheel moto there for, again, neutral service 1 coming up right there. And then up here, see, this is a guest vehicle number 2. And so now we swing around, we still got more up here. So now we're getting into some of the final media vehicles right there, mostly like TV broadcasters and stuff like that. And then as we keep on going up the top, the very top there, you'll finally see those motos for the police there. And so those are going to be out ahead of time, anywhere from a minute up to 10 minutes or longer, depending on how much they want to clear the road out. Something like the Tour de France, like an hour ahead of time for the initial ones, but here it's smaller situations, so don't have to worry as much. But you'll see there's race plans on there for routing and whatnot. If we look at the top of this there, so you can see that right there, all the turns they've got coming up as we go through. Water here to ensure they keep hydrated given the day it's planned. There we go, and then the very end, or the very front here. Okay, so there we go, just a look at the entire race caravan. Sorry, the phone again overheated. Just imagine what these riders have to go through if my phone can't even make it 5 minutes before it crashes again. So anyways, if you thought that was interesting, go and like that like button down below. Also check out a bunch of other content I have from the Tour Down Under here, linked up there in the corner. And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. There's a bunch more coming out from the Tour Down Under here in Adelaide, Australia. Have a good one.